think I might be anti-American. I didn't actually fill out the official bracket. I did one for Seth Davis for their show. I picked Duke over Kansas in the championship. So Seth Curry will be very proud of me.
In a stunning development, Draymond said 2 of his 3 brackets.
Yeah, it's very stunning. If Davidson was in, Davidson would be the national champion as well. So it goes.
Kind of amused or bemused by talk that the Warriors are in trouble, or that they were in trouble with just a minor blip on their season?
It's kind of expected, to be honest. Like going into the season, we knew there's going to be a huge microscope on us, and there'll be a lot of noise. Kind of watching every game and analyzing it, every possession. We're fine with that because we know it's a long journey. There's ups and downs in every team's NBA season. Like, you're gonna lose some games. Obviously, the bar that we set last year in the regular season is gonna be hard to touch and not really a priority of ours to try to, repeat that. But when you go through a stretch like we did last 2 weeks, and obviously the first half of the Philly game, like it shows you how hard it is to win this league. What you have to do to survive an NBA regular season and get yourself to the playoffs. It's tough, man. It's just a grind. And, every team goes through it in some way, shape, or form.
Has it been hard when you got KD and people thought you might, win 73 games or whatever?
Been harder? Well, what do you mean? Like?
Well, has the season been harder than your expectations going into the season?
It's been different. I mean that's the message that they're pretty consistent with. Is every year it takes on a different vibe, and there are different things you have to deal with, different adjustments you need to make as you go along. Obviously, with us, it started from day one with implementing a new roster and KD and Zaza and D.West and guys that are going to have a huge impact on our team. But there's a certain realization, like I said, that there's no way we were going to probably even come close to the 73-9 record or whatever. But that's not a goal. It's more focusing on how we're playing as we go through the season, and be at our peak come playoff time. And I think we're still in decent shape to make that happen.
Steph, last the number 1 seed, you guys are chasing the record. This year, with that closer, how important is that to you? How much value is there, do you think, in being the 1 seed versus the 2 seed?
Answering that question right now, there's a lot of value because I think it'll accomplish 2 things for us. Like obviously, home court advantage and purity of the number 1 seed, but more so than that, for us to get that done, we got to play better and continue to focus on the things that we've struggled with defensively, and just that focus on that end of the floor and how important it is for us to win. If we want to lock up number 1 seed over the next however many games we got left, 14, 15, whatever it is, we have to play better. And that's obviously possible. It's what we're going to try to do. There may be a couple of situations where, depending on how coach feels, guys get the forbidden term of rest and whatnot. But we got to play better if we want to get it. And I think we should be aiming to do that going into the playoffs on a high note.
Klay Thompson to have a breakout game, and maybe that was 29 points on your 29th birthday, 5 3-pointers in that game. Do you feel like, was that the breakout, or do you feel like you might have even more, especially against Orlando, a team you shot really well against?
I'm always very optimistic going into every game I play that I'm going to have a good one that's going to be, shoot well, have a huge impact on us winning. To be honest, there's no real panic when it comes to myself specifically, how I see where I'm at right now. I know I haven't been making shots I normally make, but there's other ways for me to impact the game that I need to focus on, regardless of if shots are going in or not. So whether I have 50 tonight or 10, the things that the defensive end, managing the game from a point guard perspective, that I want to try to master, knowing full well that the shot will fall when it needs to.
You just have to shoot through it. You said they give you advice, even other players. Are they like, what are you listening to as far as when you went through that little rut? Were you listening to no one but yourself? What was that like for you?
I mean, I have my guys, obviously Q, who I shoot with every single day, who might give me something here or there, what he sees. But for the most part, we stick to our routine. It's been successful up to this point. No reason changing anything. And at the end of the day, it's not all that bad. So I'm gonna, definitely keep shooting, keep being aggressive. The confidence that I have every time I shoot is I feel like I'm gonna make it, and live with the results.
Why do you think, obviously last year's season's hard to repeat, but why do you think you've had a drop off last season to this season in general?
Just a different year. When you add a guy like KD, obviously the stat sheet made him look a little different night to night, but there's a balancing act to just all the talent that we have. Granted, my approach to the game hasn't changed at all, and it won't. I'm going to continue to be aggressive, do the things that I'm accustomed to doing, and pushing the envelope in that respect. But to be honest, I feel like I'm having a pretty good season and want to obviously peak at the right time. And at the end of the day, really, it's all about what happens in the playoffs. What kind of shape we're in then, and getting to the finish line. So that's the focus right now.
Offensively in that fourth quarter against Philadelphia, you mentioned that earlier that day that you had that confidence of being able to get the ball in the hoop. How does it feel, getting going again, and can you carry that into the game tonight?
For sure, there's so funny. The game basketball is funny. Like the way that we played on the defensive end and the intensity that we brought was contagious to shots falling in the fourth quarter, and nothing else changed really. It's just our level of desperation, if you will. I understand we had 12 minutes to come back from a 12-point deficit, and obviously I made some shots. Draymond made some shots. Clay did. Matt Barnes. It was just contagious all the way around. So I'm more worried about can we, capitalize off that momentum when it comes to our defensive focus and intensity to start the game tonight. Like I said, whether it makes shots or not, it's not going to determine whether we win. It's the other things that separate us from other teams when we turn on that end of the floor.
How's Kate?
He's in good spirits. Us being home and kind of back to normal routine of having everybody at the practice facility at the arena. I know that's good for him, being back with the squad. I don't know exactly where he's in his progression and all that. You have to ask him, but from what I see mentally, his facial expressions, things he's saying, he's in good spirits.
Is coming back home in your own bed, have that own routine? Is this a part of the cure, or part of getting things back to
Yeah, you play 41 games here, so you understand how to get back into a certain rhythm. There's a certain routine when it comes to practice, shoot-arounds, guys sleeping in their own beds, hanging out with their families, whatever it may be. As coach would call it, however you fill the cup up. That's important to focus on throughout the course of this long, 8-9 month season. So, and thankfully it's not raining, right? Well, it may have rained this morning, but it's been good weather, so that's good too.
Thanks.
Thanks.